inkproducts.com has a revised video how you can build your own auto refill system for the new Canon TS9120, TS8120, also the TS6120. And the same kit can be used in their new TR8520 and TR7520. You're going to get the ink tower system. Now we're going to pre-build most of the parts for you. So it's a lot easier for you to put them in. In the first video you had to do a lot of this yourself. Well, now we went ahead and we're going to build it like this, and that's the way you're going to get it. And in the video I'll show you how to fill it, how to refill the cartridges. And when you get the kit, you're going to get everything. You get everything in the kit you're going to need. Now the reason why for the revised video is I want to point something out. Canon has two styles of cartridges. One, underneath the label here, there's a little round, we call it ball, a filling, where you can pop it out, fill up the cartridge. But on a lot of the cartridges that you're going to be buying, and if you buy them, are going to be the standard cartridges. They don't have that ball. You can still do the system just a little differently. I'm going to show in the video the difference between the two. Because see, on this one here, this is an XL. The ball is right under that little label right there. So the only thing you're really going to need is a good X-Acto knife. That's going to help. Because in the kit, you're going to get the proper drill size and everything. Now I took one apart just to show you. Now, if you look, there's a lot of extra chamber back here. But on the ones that have or the ones that have no ball, that chamber is blocked off. So the only ink you're going to get is what's in the sponge. Doesn't matter. You can still build a system. Now every printer that we've unboxed, we found the starter cartridges all had the ball in them. Just to let you know, you can use the starter cartridges. Okay, now in the kit you're going to get the drill like I pointed out. This little hose bracket, that'll already be on the hose. We're already going to put it on so you'll know where to stick it. You're going to get the green interlock that goes inside the printer so it thinks the lid is completely closed. Outside hose bracket. New replacement gaskets, which will work perfectly with or without the Canon cartridges, because sooner or later there's going to be some aftermarket cartridges. Right now for the 280, 281s there's no aftermarket. For the 250, 251s there are, 270, 271. There's a lot of options for that. But this being a new printer, there's not too many options right now. You're going to get the little stick pin that helps you pop out the ball in the cartridge. You're going to get the little a bag of little cartridge plugs, and we always include a few extra because you might drop one. You get a separate syringe and an injector to draw up the ink and fill the ink tank. Or in the video you're going to show how I fill it just using an ordinary little plastic cup. I find it so much easier. But there's the syringes, should you want to do it that way. Now, if you don't want to get ink on your fingers or anything, wear a pair of rubber gloves. I do not wear the rubber gloves because I just can't work with them. I have to do it with my fingers. But that's up to you. Okay, there's two kinds of cartridges. There's one with the little ball here, the sealing ball we call it, and then there's one without. These are the standard cartridges. We recommend the ones that are either XL. As you can see, this is a setup cartridge. So this always has the ball in it, and so does the XL. So now on these cartridges here, the one with the ball, or the starter cartridges, I drill a hole by the 281 right there. All the cartridges, same thing. 281, 280, you're going to drill right there. Okay? Drill right on in it. Like that. Clean it off with the X-Acto knife. then I usually put the barrel of the syringe in there like this. I force it in there. That helps expand it. So then I can put in the compression ring. There you go. Like that. Then on the sealing ball, what I do is I go in on the side, I stab into it, and I take it out. There you go, like that. Then I'll drill in there, clean it off, and put the plug in, like that. So then, on the one like that, do it again. Put the, there you go. Oops, let me spread that again. There you go. Then put the compression collar in. Take your time, you gotta get it lined up, it'll go in. Like that. Syringe had a little magenta on it, there you go. Okay, so that takes care of that one. Now the one without the sealing ball, you're going to have a hole here and a hole here. Farther up, you're going to go in where it says 281, right there. That's where you're going to make the hole. That's your priming port. Like that. Take it out. Clean it off. Go in with the syringe. That kind of spreads it a little bit. Then you can put the sealing plug in. And that's it. That's how it works. That's how you prepare the cartridge for your auto refill system. Install the orange clips that we supply. Basically the back end just goes in like that. See, that goes right through there like that. Now I want to point this out though. There's these little tips right there on each one of the cartridges right there. See it? And they sometimes will hang up when you put it in the clips on. They hang up in the back here. So you kind of push them up as far as you can. See the clip? Just wants to hang up a little bit. So make sure the orange clip's all the way on. Like that, see? Then it should be able to snap it down. That locks it in. That's how you put on the orange clips. To take them off, you'll get up in the front, you'll spread back the clip here, and then it'll come off. So I can know what order to put them in. And so it's going to be cyan. So I put a piece of duct tape down. And I folded one part of the edge there. So it'll be easier to take it off later. So I'm going to put it right on the orange clip like that. There's my cyan. Then you're going to have your black, because it's 6 color. So I'm going to line it up here so it's straight. And then PB is going to be next. This will help hold it together so when you're finishing it up. Okay. Got the yellow. There again. Kind of keeping them lined up right there. The black. And then magenta. Now that piece I folded over here, I stick up on the side. That's a little bit too much, so I'm going to cut some of that off. Now there again, fold it over a little bit. Makes it easier when I have to take it off. There. Now, I can assemble, bring the tank over, and I can follow the sequence to putting the elbows in. Just like that. So always verify that it's going to be the correct order. Now, this is all going to come pre-done for you. And this, later on in the video, I'll show you how that goes and sticks right on top of the tank. Because we first have to put in the gaskets and take out the cartridges. But for now, I take this off, save this, because that little plug, if you lose one of them, you can use. And I'm just going to stick it in and push it all the way into the compression ring. Like that. Now you might have to twist these later on when you're getting them in. And while it's out like this, we're going to prime it. Can't prime it when it's in the printer. So then I'm going to do the next one and do them all the way down. See, these are nice and sharp and they're long, and they go right down to near where the exit port is. Works flawless. I've tested it over and over, like that. So if you have your compressions, the rings here incorrectly, everything's done correctly, you got all of this in. These ports right here are only for priming, because when you put the barrel of the syringe in there and you pull up, it's going to suck ink from the tank into the hose, fill up the exit port area, and you'll be able to start printing. Now with the XLs you get to hold a little bit more ink, but it really doesn't matter because with the ink system, the ink bottles are really your true ink gauge. So you find a spot, get in there, push down like that. See, when it's in the printer, let me get them all in, then I'll show you how you have to line them up. Just go along, get the next one, this being the PB, because it's a little lighter blue. So you don't want to mix them up. You don't want to stick the wrong one in the wrong slot, because then you have to pull it back out again, obviously. So there, again, down in there, like that. Next one. Now the hose we're using is not PVC. It's polyurethane. It's perfect because it cannot clog or dry up ink in the tube. The hose is a little bit more expensive, but it's well worth the money. And that's why we include it. There you go. I got one more to go. Now I'm building this on camera right now for you. There. So see, when it comes off, it's going to go over like that. It's going to have that little flow to it. So you might have to adjust these here. So when we come off, like see how this one's too high or it's not right? I might have to pull it out and reattach it to make sure that I'm getting the proper flow. Or let out some more hose, whatever you have to do, like that. Okay, now that part's done. Now we have the tank. Now we have to put ink in the tank. Now there's two ways. In a kit, you get a syringe, a long tip, and a syringe. Now the reason why you get the syringes, because they're going to actually fit right in that hole. And you pull up, there's your priming. But if you want to put the tip on, you can go into your ink, draw it up, and start filling the tank. Okay? Something I've learned in all the years doing this, I always do yellow first. Because if I ever screwed up and put them in reverse, yellow is easy to correct. Because any color will override that mistake. You just put the hoses where they should be, and you'll know. Because you'll know as you're drawing it up if it's going in the right thing there, like that. Now I prefer to use a little cup. I make a little pour and I can watch the ink come up. That's the way I like to do it. But you do it whatever way you're comfortable with doing. So right now I'm going to fill up the yellow, prime the yellow. Then you're going to see what I'm talking about. Okay, now there's a little pour cup. There again, you can use a syringe, whatever you're comfortable doing. But I usually get it up here and it's like, see what I like about these bottles, it has a little bathtub here. So if you spill any a little bit, it just catches it in the side of it. I just pour it in. Now they hold about close to 80 milliliters in the bottles. Then you just watch it as it keeps coming up. And then you can stop right about here and you just go ahead and keep filling it up. You get the ink that comes with the kit. It's Ultra Pro True Color. It's OEM quality. Now when doing this, the little plugs in the back, the isobaric plugs, they have to be in, because otherwise you'll flood both chambers. The only time you open this is when you're going to fill it. When it's in the printer working, these little back plugs have to be open. Have to be. Because if no air goes in, it's not going to work. So make sure you follow the printed instructions too. Okay, there. Now a little paper towel. I wipe it off here just a little bit. But now I leave them open because now I'm going to do the prime. So now, I'll move that over here like that. I'll bring that in. Now here's the way you're going to prime everything up. You adjust the camera. Get a little bit of a close-up here. Okay. Now I take that syringe that we supply, and I'll take out the plug. You can already see the ink running. Look at this, running right on up. Okay? Now, I put it in there. There we go. I snug it in real tight. Then I can pull up. There it goes. Look at that. Now I'm going to pull up, to maybe 2 or 3 milliliters like that. Have the plug handy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the syringe off, twist it off, take the plug, because there's a little ink will be coming out, put the plug in. That's it. Now, this extra ink, put it right back in the tank. Now you're going to see on the syringes, discard after use. Pay no attention to that. These are veterinarian syringes. Now just save them, just like that. Don't wash them out because you damage the plungers. That's it. You put a Y on it for yellow. And then that's how you're going to be doing it. Now when yellow's done, I close off the big plug like that. There you go. I closed off the big plug in, and I left the little plug in because I'm not ready to put it back in. Give you a set of gaskets that you're going to replace the Canon gaskets with. So what you do is you bring it over, then you'll be able to lift this lever up right here, the whole back thing like that. See that? And then you'll be able to reach in and take the print head out. Then we'll have it out here on the table, and I'll show you how to put the newer gaskets in. It just goes in the same way the Canon gaskets came out. Just set it down in there like that. Now when you're doing the black, it's a little bit different. Goes with the front part going forward. Make sure it's in there even, because it can be, you can put it in the wrong way. You can put it in backwards, and you don't want to do that. And then you continue doing them all. Now I would save the Canon gaskets just in case. You never know if you have to use them or send the printer back, whatever. Back in, just take your time. It's got to lay in there just right, because otherwise you won't be able to shut this. There. So now the gaskets are all in. I put the one bracket up here. I took it off the hose and I put it up there. Now how you take it off the hose is you just gotta, it's like a clam. There's a little catch right here. You just click it off. You'll see when you go to put it on there. It's a little catch right there. And then you're gonna snap it down after you get the cartridges in. Now, First thing we're going to do is balance the bottles like this, just in case some ink got in the isobaric chamber. Then I'm going to take a little black paper clip, I'm going to put it on the hose. That's going to help so a lot of ink doesn't dribble out as you're putting it in. So that's something else you're going to need, is that little black paper clip, and then you'll be able to take the cartridges off and set them in. Paper towel's handy because I already put the clip on, folded and put the clip on. Now I'm going to just spring it from the front, unclicking it. And the paper towel is going to be handy because in case there's any ink spilling out of the exit ports, you just take your time, then take it off the side here, and then you can start to take them off one at a time. Put it off. Now you see there's going to be a little ink right there. You see that? That's what you're going to be able to take your paper towel and blot it off. Just go slow. Take one by one until you get them all off. I use the paper towel and I'm going to flip them and put them right up in there like that. Get them in there. Just take your time. Slide them forward. Remember, the front has to go in first, and then you can do the back. Okay, now I got it coming out pretty good. That's the way I want it. I'll lock them down in. That's why you have to make sure that front's in first. There, like that. Now I'll be able to work on the hose, so it's going to come off the other way. It's not going to come off this way. It's got to come off, around, and up. So you have to set the hoses so it does that. So you see, I had twisted them on the wrong way, so I got them straightened out now. Now I can lay this hose down in the hose bracket, make sure it's not kinked in any spot or anything, and then I can close it, snap it down. Just like that. Straighten it out, get it where you want it, then click it closed. After closed, I'm going to push it all the way over to the right. Now you're going to get the hose bracket with a piece of Velcro on it. Then you're going to put the other piece of Velcro right down here. Right from here. It usually figures about 2.5 inches over. Then you'll be able to line that up and put it down. You want to line it up at the back of the, like that. Just like that. So I believe this is about 2 inches to 2.5 inches right here. That's really where you want to start. Look at the instructions. I'll have the measurements in the instructions. Now, I can feed the hose through. I already have my other bracket on the outside. I'm pretty well ready to start it up. In the kit, you're going to get the 2 side brackets you're going to peel and stick on each side. Then you're going to get the interlock jumper that goes in here, so it thinks the lid's all the way down. And you get another one of those brackets will go on this side, like that. So that's why you can't jam the top down all the way and cause it to jam up the hose. In the bracket here, I just a little less on this, just enough to, not too tight but not too loose. Got it going all the way over. Got the bracket here. Now I'm going to open up the isobaric chamber plugs. They have to be open. Okay? Now we can turn it on. You know, plug it back in and turn it on, and you'll get the screen to come up. Okay, so we don't have the panel opened up enough. I've got the green interlock in. I'm going to shut the top down, press OK. I've got the paper tray out, the lid down, interlock in. Now it's saying processing, please wait. Now, even if the cartridges were used, if you had shut off the ink monitor or whatever, at least you can still use them. Okay, just pushed out a piece of paper. This could take up to a minute or two to process. Nozzle check, so I'll go to maintenance. Now, I'm not going to do any cleaning, I'm just going to do a nozzle check. Just wait till it comes out. Okay, everything looks pretty good. So you can take the Canon cartridges and make your own auto refill system. Let's take a look inside. It's all set up now. So go to inkproducts.com for the latest in continuous ink systems or auto refill systems.